and welcome to the 504. I'm Sheba Turk. Now, we all know that the big retail stores hire temporary help as we move closer to the holiday season, but what you may not know is that other industries like to hire around this time as well. Carrie Lewis is a CPA and the recruiting manager for Robert Half Finance and Accounting. And get your pens out because she has given us the scoop that can help us land some jobs when it comes to this time of the year. Thanks for being here, Carrie.
Thanks for having me, Sheba.
I had to tell you, this is something I've never heard of. I always thought if you were looking to get work around this time of the year, you go to the retail stores.
And that would make perfect sense, but there's a lot of other things going on in many industries. If you think about it, most of our activities and organizations that have the fiscal year end, calendar year end, also need extra help because the auditors are coming. It's open enrollment time for human resources folks. And so that brings in a lot of extra work outside of your normal daily duties.
Wonderful. So let's talk about some of these other industries. What should we be looking into? Construction
has been really booming lately. Healthcare especially has been great. Our nonprofits in New Orleans have been hiring, and they all need folks who can both handle the clerical side, you know, sort of the administrative task, but also the accounting and finance side as well.
Very nice. And so if someone's looking for work, right, and they've done retail temporarily every year around this time of the year, what would you suggest they segue into and use that experience for?
Well, definitely they can show that they're flexible. And that's very important when it comes to temporary work because you're not sure if it's going to be just for this season or if it's going to last and could become a full-time job.
Right.
So flexibility, knowing that your shift times might be at odd starts or odd ends, and also knowing that even though they tell you this is your position, you need to be willing to jump in and help with other things as they arise.
Very nice. And so at this time of the year, do you think most positions are temporary or full-time, or what should you be going for?
Well, that's the nice part of it. They'll usually advertise it as temporary, but if you come in and they see you have a great personality fit, you've picked up on the skills in their software, then they'll probably consider whether or not they could turn that into a long-term full-time position.
Very nice. And are we talking about industries that require training, lots of schooling? How much experience and stuff do you need here?
That part's going to vary. When you think about the open enrollment side in HR, they might just need people to answer the phones, you know, and direct the employees to the various parts of the website to go and get enrolled. But when you're talking about the audit work that's going on right now, you might need accounting clerks, staff accountants, even former auditors who can come in, help complete reconciliations, and get things cleaned up for the books for year end.
Wonderful. And I know people are watching going, Sheba and Carrie, this sounds wonderful. Where are these jobs? Where can they find them? Where should they be looking for them?
Well, most people first think of the job boards, which makes perfect sense to go out there, you know, and just look online at the different sites that advertise these jobs. But you can also go to staffing companies. A lot of times they get the jobs that maybe you won't see on the job boards. And after they meet you and get to know your personality and your skill set, they might be able to offer different companies and industries that you wouldn't have thought of.
That's very good to know, because a lot of people, you hear that often, they're like, I'm applying, and I'm not getting any callbacks. What do you say to those people?
I know it's hard because when you think about it, if a great job's out there, lots of people are applying, right? So what you have to do is start now. Don't just assume that, oh, people won't be hiring until around Thanksgiving. Right now they're trying to get ramped up, so early October is definitely the time to go ahead and polish up your resume and start getting out there early since the job market is so competitive.
Perfect. And if you do have a full-time job now, maybe you want to segue to another industry, is it smart to accept temporary work and leave your full-time job behind?
I don't know that I would do that, but of course I'm an accountant, so I'm pretty risk adverse.
I hear you, girl.
For me, if I had a full-time position, I would definitely want to, you know, stay in that one until I knew something could turn full-time. But you could definitely pick up some extra work, you know, outside of regular business hours.
All right, it's so great to hear there's so many opportunities. We're going to put some specific jobs up on the screen right now. You can talk about some of these. Customer service, there's lots of opportunities there, and e-marketing as well.
Absolutely. So customer service, that goes not just in the retail stores, but when you think about it, again, from that open enrollment standpoint, that's a customer service job. Somebody's calling in with a problem and they need your help.
Gotcha. And we got one more screen of those. You can talk about help desk and contacts administrator.
Absolutely. So help desk also ties into open enrollment, and it ties into year end when you're installing, let's say, new accounting packages. Usually people do it at their fiscal year end. So at that point, IT is incredibly helpful to both, you know, the accountants, the HR folks, really everybody throughout the organization.
All right, wonderful. All good information. Thanks so much for being here tonight, Carrie. For more, guys, visit roberthalf.com/LA-new-Orleans. And all the dashes. All right, there always seems to be a debate over some woman's clothing. Up next on the 504, the high school student who was asked to submit another picture for the yearbook because school officials said her outfit was inappropriate.